I thought love was forever. I thought he would never leave. But I was just a girl, and I didn't know how much love can hurt. My name is Emily Carter. I live in a small town in Ohio. This is the story of my first love and the pain I never saw coming. I was 16 years old. It was summer. The sky was blue. The sun was warm, and my heart was open. I had never loved anyone before. I had never kissed a boy. I had never felt butterflies in my stomach. But then I met Ryan. He was 17, tall, with messy brown hair. He smiled like he had no worries. He laughed like he owned the world. He saw me, really saw me, and that changed everything. We met at the library. I was reading a love story. He was looking for a history book. He said, "That's a sad book." I smiled and said, "I like sad stories." He sat next to me. We talked for hours about books, about music, about dreams. My heart was beating fast. I didn't want him to leave, and he didn't. The next day, he texted me, "Want to go for ice cream?" I said yes. Of course I said yes. We talked more, laughed more. Every day we were together, in the park, at the lake, on long walks, just him and me. I thought, this is love. This is real. This is forever. I started writing his name in my notebook. Emily plus Ryan, over and over, like a silly little girl. But I didn't care. I was happy. He held my hand for the first time near the river. My heart almost stopped. It felt like magic, like a movie, like a dream. We shared secrets. He told me he was scared of losing people. I told him I never felt good enough. He said, "You're perfect." And I believed him. I started dreaming of the future, of college together, of living in the city, of being with him, always. But life is not a fairy tale, and love is not always easy. One evening, I saw him with another girl. At the mall, they were laughing, too close, too happy. My heart dropped. I couldn't breathe. I felt like crying, but I didn't. The next day I asked him, "Who is she?" He said, "Just a friend." But he didn't look at me. He looked away. Something had changed. His texts were shorter. His voice was cold. He didn't smile the same way. I felt it. I knew it. But I didn't want to believe it. I started writing in my diary. Why is he distant? Is he leaving me? Did I do something wrong? I started crying at night, softly, alone. I didn't tell anyone. My best friend Sarah said, "Emily, you deserve someone who cares." I nodded, but my heart still hoped. Then one day, he said, "We need to talk." And I knew. I just knew. We met at the park, the same park where we first kissed. But this time, he wasn't smiling. He said, "I'm sorry, I don't feel the same anymore." I asked, "Did I do something wrong?" He said, "No. You're amazing. But I need time. I need space." That moment, my world broke. I went home, cried for hours. My chest hurt. My eyes were red. I didn't eat. I didn't smile. I just stayed in my room, staring at the ceiling. Love had come, and love had gone, and I didn't know how to heal. But part of me still hoped he would come back. He walked away, but my heart stayed with him. I wanted to forget, but love doesn't leave so easily. The days after the breakup were heavy. My heart felt like glass, broken into little pieces, and I didn't know how to fix it. I stopped smiling. I stopped going out. I stayed in my room. All the time. My mom asked, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm just tired." But I wasn't tired. I was hurting, deep inside. I deleted his pictures, but not all. I kept one. The one where we were laughing. It felt too hard to let go. My phone was silent. No messages from Ryan, not even a hi. He had moved on, and I was stuck. I checked his social media. He posted pictures with that girl, the one from the mall. They looked happy. I cried again, in the dark, with my pillow over my face, so no one could hear me. I wanted to hate him, but I couldn't. I still loved him, even if he didn't love me anymore. One night I wrote in my diary, "Why did he stop loving me? What did I do wrong? I gave him my heart, and he gave it back broken." My best friend Sarah came over. She brought chocolate and tissues. She said, "Cry all you want. I'm here." I cried in her arms. It felt good to let it out. Not to pretend, not to be strong. Sarah said, "You will love again. This pain won't last forever." But it didn't feel true. Not yet. Every song reminded me of him. Every couple I saw made me sad. Every sunset felt lonelier. One afternoon I walked by the lake, the place we used to go. The water was still. The sky was pink. I sat on a bench, closed my eyes, and said, "I miss you, Ryan." But he wasn't there. I saw a couple walking by, holding hands, laughing. It made my chest hurt. I picked up a small stone, threw it into the water. I whispered, "Goodbye," but my heart didn't believe it. I wanted to text him, just once, just to say, "I miss you," but I didn't, because I knew he wouldn't say it back. One night, I had a dream. He came back, held my hand, said, "I made a mistake." But then I woke up, and my bed was still empty. I started writing poems, sad little poems, about love, about pain, about growing up. Writing helped me, just a little. It gave me a way to speak when I didn't want to talk, slowly, very slowly. I began to heal. I laughed with Sarah again. I watched funny shows. I went for long walks. And I started breathing easier, but my heart still had a scar, soft and quiet, like a shadow. I realized something. He was my first love, not my last, and not the right one. I learned how strong I could be. I learned that love can hurt, but I also learned I could survive. A pain doesn't stay forever. One day you wake up and the tears are gone. You still remember, but your heart doesn't break anymore. I loved Ryan with all my heart, but my first love didn't last. Now, this is how I let go. Months passed. Winter came. Snow covered the streets. The world felt quiet. My heart was still healing, but it wasn't bleeding anymore. Some days I still missed him, but not in the same way. It was softer now, not sharp, just a small ache. I looked at our old photo, and I smiled. Not because I wanted him back, but because I had survived. I started doing small things, drinking tea in the morning, writing in my diary, painting again. I had forgotten how much I loved colors. I joined a book club. I met new people. I laughed again. Real laughter, not the fake kind. One day, I passed Ryan in town. He was with his new girlfriend. He looked happy, and that was okay. He saw me. Our eyes met. He gave a small smile. I smiled back and kept walking. My heart didn't break. It stayed whole. That's when I knew I was free. I wasn't the same girl anymore. Not the crying, broken girl. I was stronger, braver, and a little wiser. I wrote one last thing in my diary. Dear Ryan, thank you for teaching me about love. Even if it hurt, I'm not angry, I'm not sad, I'm just moving on. And I closed the book. I looked in the mirror. I saw a new Emily, still young, still full of dreams, but different now. I didn't need someone to complete me. I was already whole. Love will come again. I believe that now. But next time, I will know myself first. One evening, I sat by the lake again. The same bench, the same water, but a new heart. The sky turned gold. The air was cool. I smiled and whispered, I'm okay now. And I truly was. Thank you for listening to my story. If you felt this in your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps more people find these stories. And I'll be back soon with another piece of my heart.